Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Dave Greathouse with RE/MAX Above and Beyond and the Greathouse team right here in Cleveland. And we're picking up on our Investors series. And last time we talked about the wonderful reasons why Cleveland, Ohio is a great market for real estate investors. We've talked about some of the great neighborhoods to keep in mind. And today we want to give you 3 things you need to be aware of. We've had a lot of questions on the page about, hey, what are some of the pitfalls to avoid here in Cleveland? Today, like I said, 3 things you need to be aware of before you get started. Let's go. Okay, so number 1 is probably one that I talk to people that are out of state, they're most surprised about, and that is the age of the homes here inside of Cleveland. And we're not talking about the suburbs, we're talking about Cleveland proper, where a lot of you will be investing in. Some of these homes are pushing 100 years old. In fact, I think the average age is like 80 some years old in the city of Cleveland. So with that can mean a number of things, right? It could have older electrical, right? Obviously things like knob and tube wiring, that's not uncommon to have here in Cleveland. And if you want to upgrade that electrical for your tenants, that's going to be, a bit of a cost, right? To upgrade the boxes, to upgrade the outlets. Understand that people here in Cleveland are used to knob and tube. That's not going to scare them away. Obviously, people would love to have the most up-to-date electrical, and you're going to want to make sure you have them up to code and where they need to be, but you don't have to go through and rewire the entire house. Also, basements, right? We have basements here in Cleveland, and they're not always the most dry, right? You're going to need a dehumidifier, things like that to keep moisture out of the walls as best as you can. But for some of you living in areas where you don't have basements, the sign or the thought of having any kind of moisture freaks you out a little bit. And I get that, right? It can be dangerous, but a lot of houses here in Cleveland, like I said, are older. They might have some moisture in the basements. There are things you can do to keep water out for sure. Some expensive and some not so expensive. But keep that in mind as you're buying these homes, right? They're not going to be brand new developments and brand new homes that are going to be perfect. You're buying a home that's probably 80, 90, 100 years old. It's maybe had not the best owners prior to you. So there's going to be repairs that will need to be done throughout the course of your ownership of it. But, we'll still have great renters. You'll still have good rents. As long as you maintain that property, you should be fine. But they are older houses. All right, so another great tip or something I think you should be aware of before you get started here is to try to assemble a team. And what I mean by that is obviously you need to have a local team on the ground in Cleveland if you're not from here. And that would include people like your real estate agent, your property manager, your lender if you're using a local lender, and maybe have some folks that can do some projects for you, right? Property management is probably going to be key if you're out of state, or if you're somebody that's getting started in this, you don't necessarily want to be a full-time landlord. You're probably going to want to trust one of the local property management companies to do so. And that's obviously going to have a fee. I think most of them will charge you a percentage of the monthly rental income. There are some good ones though, and some bad ones, so make sure you work with us here locally to let you know kind of which ones to avoid and which ones will probably do a nice job for you. Having local contractors is never a bad thing. Typically, your realtor will have some contacts in that regard. And obviously, having a realtor you can trust to help you find properties. A lot of times, you may not be going to see these homes in person. You're relying on your real estate agent to kind of give you the truth. Hey, how's the property look? Was it something that you would invest in? Be sure you have a team here that you can trust to help you manage the process and manage that property. And finally, the secret's out, right? Cleveland is popular with investors. I don't know if we've popped up on every single forum out there, if that's how you've found us, but Cleveland and Ohio in general seems to be a very popular place for real estate investors. And what that means to you is you're probably going to have some competition. There are other people just like you looking to buy cash flowing properties, and a lot of them have heard about how wonderful Northeast Ohio is. So what does that mean? It means you need to be prepared, you need to be ready to make an offer whenever you do find a property that makes sense numbers wise, right? So get your pre-approvals in order, get your proof of funding if you're a cash buyer, get it ready so that way you're ready to pounce on those properties as they become available, work with your realtor, and make sure you don't miss any really good opportunities. All right, so those are just a few things, guys, that we think you need to be aware of and get prepared for as you begin your journey as a real estate investor here in Cleveland. Hey, listen, if you like this video, please do us a favor and subscribe to the channel. We're going to continue to put videos like this out, keep you up to date on the investment market here in town, just the general real estate market, do a lot of things like neighborhood reviews, stuff that you might find a lot of value for. And obviously for all of you out of state or even local that are ready to get involved in real estate investing here in Northeast Ohio, all of our information is going to be in the description box below. Reach out to us directly when you're ready to buy or sell your great house.